sort of been the theme of the last year. I mean, Lilly has really surpassed its rival Novo Nordisk in terms of developing these next generation weight loss drugs that can be potentially easier to take, easier to manufacture, elicit more weight loss than Wegovy and Zepbound, which are the shots that are currently on the market. And so Lilly has a shot or a pill potentially coming next year. And then this shot, retatrutide, which is a triple agonist. It relies on 3 different hormones rather than just 2 or 1 like GLP-1s that we all know so well. And so great results this morning for them, up to 23% weight loss in a study, which is the most of really any of the shots that we've seen yet.
I'm doing the math here, 23%. Wow, you can make John skinny again.
Yes, exactly right.
I know, it's a quarter of someone's body weight almost. It's pretty incredible.
There's going to be unintended consequences there. I just feel like it. I don't know. Go.
It does, in Maddison's story, it said that participants on the highest dose experienced a more than 62% reduction in knee pain. And I feel like when people think of weight, most of them associate it with vanity or just looks. But for others, it could really mean health changes and lifestyle improvements. And
totally. That's a really important part of this.
And the market in your story also, you say that it's expected to hit $100 billion by 2030.
Right. And a lot of that is exactly what you were saying, that this is more than just, I mean, for some people, they are going out there and looking to lose a couple of pounds. But in terms of, reasons for why insurers should cover these drugs and reasons why these drugs are expected to be such a big market is because they are helping people with other, important health issues like heart disease, knee pain. Lilly's studying this drug in liver disease or kidney disease and heart disease and all of these other things that are linked to weight loss, but there's also potentially some weight loss independent, reduction of inflammation and things like that. So these drugs are working in pretty incredible ways. They're also studying them now in addiction and things like alcohol use disorder. So there's just so much here, and that is a really important piece of this.
So I guess the end all be all for these pharmaceutical companies as it relates to this particular area is, I guess, to get it into a form that more people can use, i.e. a pill, maybe reduce side effects, but most importantly, at an affordable cost. Is there an expectation that those 3 things can happen at some point over the next several years?
Yeah, and I mean, they are starting to happen. That's one of the things. The Trump administration actually struck a deal with Novo and Lilly to lower the cost of some of these medications beginning next year. There's also efforts from the pharmaceutical companies themselves to lower the direct-to-consumer cash pay prices so that people who don't have insurance coverage for these drugs, which is still a lot of people, can get them at a more affordable price. So that's brought down the cost from over $1,000 a month to more like $200, $300 a month. And so there are some of those efforts. Part of the Trump administration deal was also that the lowest dose of the pills, which are expected to start rolling out within the next couple of months, next year, they'll start at $150 a month. So that's also a pretty steep reduction from where the prices are at currently.
We see investors really cheer this move today, but how high are the stakes if they fail? Because it's experimental, and I'm not the expert on this, but it's still experimental.
Yeah, exactly. And the stakes are high. And we've seen, because the drugs that are currently on the market, Wegovy and Zepbound, are so good and they work so well, that the stakes for developing next generation drugs are higher. I mean, you have to get more weight loss than the drugs that are currently on the market. And at the same time, the safety risks are really real. We don't want drugs that are going to give someone even more health problems. I mean, of course, always, but the sort of risk-benefit analysis with weight loss drugs are different. And that's one of the things that we begin to see too with some of these next generation compounds. Amgen, for example, has a drug that had really high rates of side effects. It's supposed to be a once monthly drug, but investors haven't loved that one because of the high rates of side effects. In Lilly's trial today, there were pretty high rates of side effects as well. People were having some weird like nerve pain, tingling sensations, and then the classic nausea, vomiting, constipation that are seen with these drugs. And so that's a really important piece to watch as well.